Okay, so welcome now to your final unit for your PDA and communities. Your final unit is around capacity building, and within this unit you will find a lot of reference back to those values and principles which you learned about in your previous unit. But in terms of capacity building in this unit, what is it that you're going to actually do? There's 3 different outcomes for this unit. And within those outcomes, there are 3 different assessments. Although for outcome 2 and 3, there may well be some crossover, and that's absolutely fine. But what we are doing, or what you will be doing for this unit, is to look at the importance of capacity building within our communities. So first off, you will look at ways to identify how to engage with the communities in which you work with, and how you can identify the needs or the challenges within that particular community. We'll look at what is capacity building, and it's really quite important to kind of have a think about what do we mean by capacity building. And within that, and this is kind of like where there's an interrelationship with policy and legislation, because within that capacity building, there's a lot of relationship with empowerment, and that relates back to the Community Empowerment Act. And we'll look closely at that as a policy and how that Community Empowerment Act really does work to empower people in the way that it's not the government or organisations doing things to communities. It's about communities having the choice and the resources to be able to move forward and to make the changes within the community that they live within. So within that, there'll be 2 or 3 different assessments for you to complete, and we'll go through these with you. When we look at that community engagement and that capacity building, what we are looking for are really those really good quality results about changing communities for the better. Where is the best impact? And the standards that are set around community engagement are very, very similar to those and those links within values and principles. And at the heart of that is actually that community engagement and being involved in your community, and what is the right way to involve people in your community. So this is really about you getting the best of being that competent practitioner. This will allow individuals in the community and you to be involved in shared action, whatever that may be for that community, that shared decision making with communities. And most of all, it's about that bottom-up approach. It's coming from the community and moving on up to the top levels where they have the resources to the funding and anything that the community may well need. You will find the standards, the national standards for community engagement. You'll find a link for those on your LearnNet page. Download those standards and have a really good look through them. But you will find inclusion, planning, method supports. All of these are really quite important, and this is what we'll look at in your first assessment. How do you engage with different communities? And it goes back to that inclusion, equality and diversity in there. So we'll look quite closely at that community engagement. We'll also look at that, what is capacity building? SCDC have some absolutely fantastic resources about what is capacity building. They have this really good resource which explains it really well in terms of that CLD practitioner and what you do in your everyday work and practice. So this helps you to kind of like put into kind of words what you do, because the work that you do is really quite complex. And it kind of narrows down how you empower your communities, how you support your communities to be able to have the skills and the knowledge to move forward and to have their voices heard. But really what we talk about when we're talking about building capacity is building up those resources, people's interests, their skills and their shared experiences of where they live within their communities. Okay, so this is kind of like taking everything that we've looked at before and kind of encompassing it within the community, and also how does legislation and policy help communities to ensure that they do have that voice. Okay, you'll be able to download the video from your LearnNet page. And again, any questions, any concerns, or if you want to add information to your forum, please do so in terms of what you provide in terms of community empowerment. Okay, thank you.